today. So we're going to be making up an adventure down in Dantum Lake. Most of this will be all improvisational. So we'll see how this goes tonight. Currently, Velius is doing some shopping from his downtime from the last game he played. So he's updating his character sheet. And I believe Truman is going through his character. He's going to be playing a new character, a Cleric of Kalimvor tonight. So they're just double checking. And then we will have Ronan Dar, played by Adam. It'll be his first time playing in Fantasy Grounds, and he'll be joining us later this evening. So, Truman. Is your guy ready?
Woo-ha!
So is that a yes?
Oh, I had stepped away. I just came back when I said woo-ha. What'd I miss?
Oh, I just asked you if your character is ready to go for tonight.
Oh, yeah, he's all done. I'm just reading over Kalimvor.
Oh, okay.
The death clergy, as they were known, had many duties. Most involved tending to the last wishes of the dying and providing burial services to those who die alone. They also set out to cure diseases and defend people from monsters so that folk do not die before their time. Their final and debatably most important was the destruction of undeath in all its various forms, as it was an affront to Kalimvor. Elite priests of Kalimvor were known as Doom Guides. Servants of Kalimvor were usually clad in somber grey vestments and brandished hand-and-a-half swords, or bastard swords. But not in 5e.
What was that from D&D Wiki?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Were you able to find everything you're looking for, Bill?
Yeah, I'm good.
Right. So
Is that all the spells I'm supposed to have? Sorry about that.
I think you start with, was it like 3 cantrips? Or maybe it's 4. And then,
I have 3 on my character, and I have 3 first level spells showing.
let's take a look. Okay. Oop. Wrong class. Okay, so first level, yeah, you got 3 cantrips that you know. Then you have 2 first level slots.
So I have more than I should have.
No, slots, not spells, no.
Oh, okay. So I could cast 2 first level spells a day.
Correct. Let's see.
Okay.
Your cantrips are free to cast now. Cantrips are actually really powerful. Aren't they?
Alright, so for your first level spells, it looks like you get to choose a number of cleric spells equal to your wisdom modifier plus your level. So your modifier is 2, but
So
the
that's
level is 1,
correct.
so you got 3. Okay. So it looks like, yeah, that's correct. And then I think you also get some free, or is that a
Get
second
some
level?
from your domain.
Let's see here. Yeah, so you should also, on top of your first level spells, you also get the ones listed under your domain.
Oh, okay. Where is that? PHP v5 for the death domain?
That's actually, yeah, you could look under the cleric. It's in the DMG though on that one. Let me find it real quick. Alright, so they show you should also have False Life and Ray of Sickness.
I see that. Okay. So I just pull those over from the spells list?
Yep.
False Life and Ray of Sickness?
Correct.
I don't even see those spells.
It's not going to be under Cleric, I don't think. I think those are from other classes. I'm also making sure that that's the death domain from the DMG. Because I have that one and I have a one that Samway 7 made.
Okay.
So I'm looking here. Yeah, that's the one from the DMG. False Life and Ray of Sickness. So I'm looking at the PHP now.
Okay, False Life is a level 1 wizard spell.
And so is Ray of Sickness.
That's nice.
And how do my domain spells work? Get to cast those for free once a day, or do I use my regular spell slots to cast those?
They don't count against your prepared amount of spells.
But do they use my spell slots?
I believe they do, but I'm going to double check.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, what?
they basically those domain spells you always have prepared, and they don't count against the number of spells you can prepare each day, but they still use a spell slot.
Okay, cool.
Righty. So are we ready?
Sure.
Oh, wait. Oh, I just need another spell, actually. Sorry. I think.
Oh, okay.
So, I should have. So, first level, I'll get me 2 domain, and I've got a wisdom bonus +3, so that should be 5. Should be 7, shouldn't it? I've only got 6 there.
I think you're right. So 3, 4, 5, and then your 2 domains, yeah. So you should have 7.
Oh, okay, and then I guess have another one because I've just leveled up to give me 3. Okay.
Let's see.
Oh wow, they don't want to drag on now either. I'll just write them in for now.
Which isn't dragging on?
Well, I was going to drag over Purify, no sorry, I was going to drag over Sanctuary and Detect Poison Disease.
Alright, let me try.
Oh no, sorry, I changed that just looking at it. I think I'll go for Detect Magic and Detect Evil Good.
That is strange why nothing is dragging over.
It might be because I've sort of built it wrong with the class thing, so I just sort of started writing them in. And then I dropped a class on it yesterday and tried to take it off, so I think I might have broken it somewhere. I'll just write them in for now and I'll fix it later if you like.
Okay. Very strange. But yeah, it might be like you said.
Oh wait, it has dropped them on. I've got it now.
Oh, okay.
Wow, I just noticed a big contradiction in my character.
Really? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I see it too. Guess you're gonna have to kill yourself.
You know, right? How am I going to pull that off?
I don't know. You created them. I guess you're gonna have to figure that out, huh?
Wow. That's pretty interesting.
Yep. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Did you figure it out, Truman?
No, I got no idea.
Perhaps you are not
True. That sounds good to me.
Alright.
That's pretty twisted.
Yeah.
I guess I'll find out if I'm able to turn undead.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Alright, and how are you doing, Bill?
I'm good to go.
Alright. So, you guys find yourselves in the small town of Loudwater. Population just under 2,000 people. You've been hearing recently, over the last few days, of some disturbances down to the south at a region called Dantum Lake. It's about a day's journey on foot from here to the south, where there's been reports of people dragged off in the middle of the night by some wicked creatures that make no noise and only come out at night. There has also been some people have seen very large footprints along the shores of the lake. The rumors are that maybe it's a giant or an ogre that might even be behind it. They're not entirely sure. But there's also been regular human-size tracks from some of these places where people have been dragged off in the middle of the night. Along with that, seems like a lot of these attacks have been happening near the shore of the lake. There's even been reports of fishermen that go off in the at nighttime to do some night fishing, to never return, and fishermen the next day when they go out to do some fishing find empty boats and no signs of what happened to these people. Anyhow, seeing that you guys are from the two churches from Loudwater, which is the Church of Lathander and Kalimvor, the council has called upon the church to send out representatives to the area to investigate, as they've also heard rumors that maybe there's an undead presence down there.
I hear undead presence. I just got to check that out.
Yeah, it's worth doing.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we definitely need to turn that out, and it's a good we can show solidarity between the faiths and both going down together to look at the problem.
Okay. All right. So anyhow, the town council, they offer each church a sizable donation, and they are also offering each one of you a reward of 75 gold pieces each to investigate, and if you find foul play to be present, to eliminate said foul play.
That's a handsome reward. I'm certainly up for going and finding out what's happened.
Alright, and even though you guys aren't very familiar with one another, since the churches are only about 500 feet apart from each other, you have passed by each other and probably got to know each other briefly as acquaintances. But anyhow, the High Priest Ramus from Lathander, he appoints you, Valius, to lead the expedition on behalf of Lathander. and Kid Granum, he's the High Priest of Kalimvor. He nominates you, Talwyn, to investigate on behalf of Kalimvor. And they say to keep an eye out, as the council has also dispatched a fighter who will be accompanying you shortly after you arrive, by the name of Ronan Darden. He's a human.
Alright.
It's good. It would be useful to have a fighter with us, so I look forward to him arriving. I imagine there's something of a strained relationship, is there, between Lathander and Kalimvor?
Yeah, there are some differences of opinion about things, but there's also possibly a common goal.
Definitely in this case, I think a common goal. So I think if we avoid politics and religion, we'll probably be alright.
Yeah.
Alright, so you find yourselves standing outside your respective churches. You guys see one another, and you know that both of you have been appointed to this council along with the human fighter who will be accompanying you later on.
Well, Matt Tolwyn, I is that you're here with me to look into this potential undead problem we have.
And you find it to be a cold morning. It's actually still pretty early in the morning, as the council actually took it upon themselves to discuss this with the high priest very early this morning. It's probably about 8 in the morning. There's a chillness to the air. It's in the autumn. There is a fog outside the city. You can see it as you look down the main drag to the south. You can see some fog outside the city. Usually it lifts in an hour or so. You also hear the bells from your churches as they're ringing the bells for the morning mass. You see people all about the city going about their daily chores. See some people with brooms sweeping the streets.
I'll pull my cloak around me tight against the morning chill and slide up onto my horse. I presume we're heading out straight away, Tolwyn, unless you have anything to do beforehand.
I don't have anything I need to do. We could head straight up.
Alright, so you guys head off out of town?
Sounds good.
Alright, so you have Valius is riding his horse there, and probably at a slow trot, I imagine.
Oh yeah, I'm just going to go at walking speed.
Alright, as you guys...
I'm not losing Tolwyn.
Alright, so you walk at a nice, slow but steady pace outside the city via the main street. As you're exiting the main gate there on the southern part of the town, the guards give you both a nod and say good luck on your journey.
I'll nod back and blessings be upon you.
I'll return the nod.
Nod back and blessings be upon you.
And I'll say Kalimvor's blessings as well.
And with that, they thank you. And alright, so you do know that if you follow the road south, it will take you eventually down to Dantum Lake, which follows along the river here that skirts along the town, called Dantum River. And you travel about. Probably an hour goes by as you guys are walking slowly through the fog along the river. Eventually it starts to break up and dissipate. You hear the birds chirping all about you. You hear the rush of the water from the river right near you, as the road's only about 10 yards from the river. Hearing the occasional fish jump out of the water, eating some bugs. And you see the orange and red leaves from the trees nearby as their leaves are starting to drop and fly about.
Okay.
So anyhow, you continue on your travels, probably for about another hour. You're about 2 hours south of the city, and it's been pretty sparse. There hasn't been a lot of traffic. Now you're starting to see a stream of people heading for the town. You see some wood farriers, some merchants hauling some goods, some milk in barrels and whatnot, heading into town to hit up the merchant square and sell their goods.
Cool.
I'll nod politely to them all as we pass.
Alright, and they return the nods. And probably about another hour goes by, and you see a small copse of trees on the right hand side of the road, and you see a figure there propped up against one of the trees there, and it looks like he's resting as you pass by.
Alright.
Well, good. It's still morning. It's good morning, sir.
And he lifts up his hat and looks up and, good morning. I dozed off there. Had me a bit of pipe weed for this morning. Guess I should be on my way. Do a little bit of fishing today.
That sounds good. Have you? We're heading down to Dantum Lake.
I'd be careful if I were you down there. Especially at night. I've heard some wicked stories of the walking dead carting people off in the night.
Yes, that is the nature of our visit to the lake. We're there to investigate and perhaps put an end to anything that's happening there. Have you any information? Were you there recently?
I haven't been there for a while, but one of my buddies I used to go fishing with, he came up missing yesterday. And he had just been talking about some strange sights in the middle of the night. And people just disappearing in the middle of the night only to find tracks leading to the south through the forest down there. There is rumors of the queen down to the south. Some say she's cursed with the touch of the dead. Perhaps she has something to do with this.
A queen, you say? What manner of queen? A human queen?
Yeah, Queen Amberly.
Queen Amberly.
I guess supposedly that kingdom down there's been awfully quiet, but yeah, there's rumors that her family was cursed recently by a hag, and she was cursed with the touch of the dead. And supposedly, whoever she touches dies and is risen up as a zombie, yet she is forever cursed with living.
Sounds like an affront to Kalimvor.
I would say so.
An affront to life as well, I think. So it appears it was just a long time ago that she was cursed by the Hag.
I'm not exactly sure, and to be honest, I'm not even sure if it's true or not. It's just rumors I've been hearing. There might be something to it, though.
Yes, there often is. Yes, thank you for information.
Well, good day, gentlemen, and good luck with your journeys to the south.
Awesome. I'll salute.
Good luck with your fishing. Sorry, Lingo.
It's okay, go ahead.
That's alright, get you on.
I was just going to say I salute. To my chest. And continue on.
And with that, he nods as you see him pick up his fishing rod and looks like a little wooden tackle box, and starts heading over to the river to start fishing. Alright. So you guys are probably about halfway down to Dantum Lake at this point. It is getting to be about noon at this point.
Okay.
You guys are starting to feel the rumble from your stomachs as you haven't eaten yet.
Should we find somewhere to have lunch at Tolwyn? We could so we can have a look for a nice place to make a camp for an hour or so.
Sure. So we'll look for a good place to set camp.
Okay. Give me a survival check.
Well, if Tolwyn does it and I help.
I'm sorry, what's that, Bill?
I'll help Tolwyn.
Okay. So you can make that an advantage then, Talwyn, in the dice tower. Okay. You see another copse of trees coming up over on the right hand side, and there appears to be a small pond with an older gentleman. He's laying on one of the banks of the pond, fishing out of the pond.
Good afternoon, sir. Any luck with the fish today?
Oh. He's kind of startled and wakes up. He kind of pulls on the fishing rod. Oh, what's that? Oh, right. Fish. No, I haven't caught anything yet. Probably because I was too busy sleeping, though. As he pulls in his line and you see the hook is empty.
Are you sleeping a lot lately?
Oh, just napping. I've been kind of a little too paranoid to sleep at night. There's been some rumors of people being stolen out of their homes in the middle of the night, so I've been trying to stay up at night to keep an eye on my family and whatnot. It's starting to take a toll on me, though.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, we've heard some rumours of people going missing from the lake. I don't know if you've heard much about it. We heard something about a Queen Emily, being cursed. Don't know whether it's true or not.
That queen down to the south. I don't know. We haven't heard a whole lot from her. I don't buy this curse of the dead that they mention about her. Surely, if that were the case, the whole kingdom down there would be full of undead people, and we'd be being invaded by the undead.
Yes, yeah, you could well be right. That's it.
And as far as the people going missing in the lake, supposedly there's a serpent that lies deep within its depths. I believe that's what's been happening to them.
A serpent, you say, in the lake? I see. What sort of serpent?
I'm not sure. They say that there's one that lives down in its deep depths, and that it comes up every once in a while, feeds for a few days, and then goes back to hibernating down there. No one's actually seen it, though.
Well, we'll have to be wary of that, and she'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, are you guys headed down that way?
Yes, we are. We're going to go and investigate the disappearances. It's a joint mission from our churches.
Ah, well, that's good to know that they're finally sending someone down to take a look and see what's going on.
Yes, well, rest assured we'll do everything we can to let you sleep easier at night.
That would be a nice change. So, you guys having lunch? And you see,
Well,
he kind of takes an apple and starts biting into it, and you see next to him he's got a basket of apples.
Well, I was, yes, we are rather hungry. Unfortunately, I've just got these trail rations. I'd wonder if you'd kindly perhaps sell an apple or something to us.
No need to buy it. I'll gladly give you guys one of these apples. They're from my apple tree out by my house. Do say so myself if they're pretty tasty. And he tosses each one of you an apple. A green apple.
I'll attempt to eat the apple, see if I can hold it down.
I'll look curious at Tolwyn as he appears to be struggling with the apple jams. I'll wolf it down. It's really juicy and nice.
Alright, you see Tolwyn eating the apple. It looks a little uncomfortable eating it, but looks like he's holding it down.
Sure as a tasty apple, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. I got some more here if you'd like another one.
Yes, that'd be wonderful. One for the road would be brilliant. Surely, allow me to compensate you for it. Some.
Oh no, no compensation needed. You guys coming down to check out the area is payment for plenty of apples. And he takes a look at the basket. He takes another apple out. There's about half a dozen there. And he goes, "Here, go ahead and you guys can hold on to that."
Oh, thank you.
Hand you the basket of 6 apples.
Well, that sure beats the trail rations.
Yeah, those trail rations, those must be getting tiring to eat all the time. Stale bread. Ugh. Not for me.
One second, so I just need to go AFK. Sorry.
And you, good sir, are you a priest of Kalimvor?
I nod my head and tell him, yes, I am.
I've been into town a few times. I've passed by, come in a couple times, but I've never seen you before. Are you new?
Am I new?
Yeah, you're pretty new.
Yes, I'm fairly new to this area.
Oh, you're new to the area. Oh. Well, how do you like this neck of the woods?
It's small.
Ah. And sometimes small can have its advantages.
Yes, it's quiet and comfortable.
Yes. So this is definitely odd. You don't see this very often when there's both churches are representative for a common quest out in this area. It's kind of nice and refreshing seeing you two working together.
Yes, it is a good change.
It is a testament to the seriousness that both churches feel that the situation warrants that we should both go down there together.
And with that, you see him bait up his hook and drop the line back in the pond.
Well, I hope you get some bites.
Ah, well, thank you. Well, good luck on your journey as well.
Tolan's got nothing else to say to him. We can continue after lunch.
Yeah.
Alright, so after grabbing some lunch. What's that, Bill?
Oh, I was just going to say, when we get a little bit away from him, I was going to just say to Tolwyn, so what do you think of these rumours? It looks like we've got 2 rumours. One of Queen Emberly, who's been cursed by a hag and her touch is turning people to dead. Or there's also a rumour of a serpent in the lake. I'm kind of veering towards thinking there's some probably truth in the first rumour, the one about her being cursed, because we've had other reports of undead there, so that kind of matches. But I don't know what you think.
All in all, I believe we're dealing with some undead of some sort. All I do know is something is going on, and it's for the betterment of the people that we find out what, and put whatever this issue is to rest.
I agree. Let's make haste and hope the Ronin meets us there.
Very well.
Alright, so you head off for the other half of your journey down the Dantum Lake. And you travel for a couple hours, and you see a group of kids playing over next to the river on the left in a looks like a field of flowers. They're picking some dandelions and playing tag, it looks like.
And are they pretty near Dantum Lake?
You guys are about an hour away from Dantum Lake at this point.
Okay. And about what time of day is it?
It's still early afternoon at this point.
Okay. Well, they're not in any danger yet, so I guess I won't shoo the kids home.
Are your parents nearby, little ones?
And they wave back, and they kind of come all running over and stand next to the road as you guys are passing by. Like, oh, are you guys priests from Loudwater?
We are. How many of them are there?
There's 7 of them there. Look like they're in their early teens.
7 kids and 6 apples, that'll never do. Okay. So are your parents nearby?
Oh, they're working down by the docks, down at Dantum Lake.
I see. As long as you're being careful out here and you're being watched over, we've heard some reports of people going missing.
Yeah, but that only happens at night.
We'll make sure you children hurry home before nightfall.
Oh, definitely. Our parents, they said that we'll get whippings if we're not home before dark.
Very wise of them.
And
You all would be very wise to heed the words of your parents.
yeah. And there's a taller kid towards the back of the crowd of the kids. And he points at you, Tallman. He goes, I bet you he's a cleric of Kalimvor.
I'll remove the shield from my back to show him the holy symbol of Kalimvor engraved in the face of my shield, and tell him you have guessed correctly. Perhaps one day you will be of Kalimvor.
Really? Is it true? I heard a rumor about you priests of Kalimvor. I heard that whenever someone is close to dying, that you visit them and you take their souls away. Is that true?
No, this rumor is a little far-fetched.
Oh.
We help the souls to find their way to our Father Kalimvor, so that they are not lost to wander upon the world and in life. We protect those in passing to help them find true rest and peace.
Ah. Oh, that makes sense. And one of the little girls there, she points at you, Valius. And he must be a priest of the Morning Lord.
Yes, that's right, little one. I'm a priest of Lathander. We celebrate birth and creativity.
So why do they call your god the Morning Lord?
It's a good question. 1 second. That's out of character. I'm sure he knows better than I do.
So is it true that your lord only visits the common folk in the mornings?
Yes, that's true.
So what about the rest of the day? Does he?
The morning is just a special time of day. The morning, the rest of the day is still important, but the morning is most special. It's a time of birth and renewal, and a time where you can start the day afresh and with renewed vigor and vitality.
Ah, okay. Alright, and with that, it looks like Ronin's back, so let me get him caught up here. So, Ronin, the council in Loudwater, a small city of about 2,000 people, has appointed both churches from Loudwater to send out representatives to investigate some disturbances down in Dantum Lake. There's been a member of each church that has been sent. Valius from the Church of Lathander, and Talwyn from the Church of Kalimvor. The council also had requested to hire a fighter to help these two individuals in their investigation work. They have appointed you to meet up with them. You got a late start. The city council, they appointed you to do this task with the offer of paying you 75 gold pieces to help escort them and to look over them, as well as providing you with a riding horse. The Dantum Lake is about a 6-hour trip to the south along the river, Dantum, from Loudwater. And you headed off. You heard that the two priests left early this morning, and you left a couple hours later to try and catch up with them. So you've been on the road trying to catch up with them. And up ahead you see one individual on a horse, another one who is standing next to the horse, and they're talking to a group of children in a field of some dandelions next to the river there. It's about early afternoon. It's currently autumn. There's a lot of orange and red leaves falling from the trees nearby, and you hear the roar of the river, which is right next to where the children are at. And as you get closer, you recognize the holy symbols for Lathander and Kalimvor from the two figures ahead of you.
That's fantastic. So I would pull up beside them and so that they're sure to notice me, but I would not interrupt their conversation with the children.
Alright, and you see one of the children. He's kind of the heavier set of the children, and he looks up at you as you approach. And what kind of priest is he?
A priest of battle, boy.
Of battle? And the kids start looking at each other. What god of battle is there?
Oh, there are many. I've heard my men pray to a lot of them, but none for me, boy. I worship none but the food that's in front of me and the weapons that protect me.
So you're not really a priest then?
You are correct. One of the first lessons you learn, boy. Things aren't always what they seem.
Ah. Well, we're going to go back and finish playing tag. And with that, you see the group of kids, they start running off, leaving the fat kid behind. And he kind of sighs. He's, and he starts running off at one of the closer kids, trying to catch up with them to tag him.
I'll turn to the newcomer, and you must be Ronin, sir. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Vilius of the Church of Lathander.
Well met, Velius. Yes, you assume correctly. I am Ronan, though I am no longer a sir. My service ended with the military many, many years ago.
Ah, you were once a knight.
In a manner of speaking, I was a lieutenant for the Lord's army, commander as such, and, well, that Lord's no longer with us, so I'm out of a job, aren't I? But town pays good gold, and there's plenty of work to be had for one who knows his way around battle.
Well, I'm really pleased you're with us here today. We were
Who is
just.
your quiet friend?
This is Tolwyn. He's a priest of Calimbor.
Tolwyn will put a hand out to shake Ronan's hand, or clasp his forearm and say, "Put your lives in the hands of Kalimvor, risking death for your..."
Death and me are acquainted already. But it's a pleasure to meet you, Talwyn. What kind of trouble do you two expect to run into down here?
Well, we've been asking locals for rumours about what's been happening. It seems we've had people disappearing, and there's been some tracks in the area. There's a rumour that there's a queen who's been cursed by a hag, and that her touch turns people into the Walking Dead, and that is the source of the problem. How much truth there is to that, I'm not sure. There's also one person we crossed who thinks there's a serpent that lives in the lake, which is taking the people, but I think this one's probably a little more far-fetched.
Walking Dead or serpents in the lake?
I anticipate that we'll meet the undead zombies, but we shall see.
I have no love for the undead. Serpents bother me not. Well, I'll be glad to watch over you, gents.
Alright, so you guys are about an hour north of Dantum Lake at this point, and it's early afternoon.
All right.
Definitely yes. I've been riding hard all morning to catch up with you folks.
Excellent. I'll pass you a juicy red apple. We got them from a local back there. He's got his own apple tree. They're quite delicious.
Alright, so you guys continue moving along to the south. And about an hour later, you see the river starting to empty out into this pretty good-sized lake. You see on the back side of the lake, you see a beautiful forest on the southern end there, full of yellow, orange, and red trees with the autumn leaves. You hear the rushing of the water still as it's flowing into the the lake. You see a bunch of different boats out on the lake, people fishing, and off in the distance, not too far down the road, a few minutes down the road, you see a dock where a lot of boats are pulling in their hauls for the day. People also fishing there and taking care of the fish as they're offloaded. You also see that there's probably a really small community here of you see about a couple dozen houses scattered about the area. And as you guys approach the docks, you see there's about 3 people there. You see one gentleman who's fishing off of the dock, and you see 2 women. It looks like they are cleaning the fish, as there's a basket there on the docks from a boat that had just dropped off a load.
Oh, wonderful, fresh fish. We could head down to see them.
Alright. So as you approach, one of the women there who's cleaning the fish, she kind of looks up. Her hands are full of her handiwork with the fish, and she looks up. She's dressed in white with a little headscarf wrapped around her head, blonde hair, blue eyes, and she gives you a big smile. And she's all, "Good day, and what brings you folks down this neck of the woods?"
Good day, my lady. I'm Velius of the Church of Lathander. This is Tolwyn, cleric of Calamvor, and my friend Ronan, who is a man of the sword. We've come down to the lake to investigate the disappearances here.
About time someone up north took heed of the problems we have down here and sent someone. Anyhow, we appreciate you guys coming down here. Well, I'm sure I could speak for anyone in town. You're welcome to look around and ask questions. We'd be grateful if you're able to figure out what's going on and put an end to it. Yes, it is late last night. There was another family, the Owens family, on the far south end of the community here. They went missing sometime last night.
The whole family?
Yeah, the whole family. One of the farmers went to go see Mark Owen, and knocked on the door. No one answered, and knowing of the disappearances, he went inside, and there was no one to be seen anywhere in the house. And he did see a bunch of footprints leading off to the south, the forest down south, and there was one huge set of footprints mixed in with them. I think there's a giant in the mix. Maybe it's probably a giant controlling some orcs or something, I bet.
Can I check to see if she's telling the truth?
You're pretty confident. She seems to be pretty sincere.
Would we be able to go down and take a look at the Owens family home and the prints?
Sure, by all means. It's the last house on the southern end of the road here. I can't miss it. It's the one. It's got a scarecrow in the front of the house with some polka dot dress on it.
Fair enough. And but before we go, that fish looks delicious. Might I be able to purchase some off you?
Sure. How many you want? You want a basket or?
Yeah, a basket would be nice. Could wrap them and put them in my saddlebag.
All right. And she kind of goes over to some fish that she's already cleaned, and she takes some of the fish out of a big barrel and loads them up into a small basket. She goes, will a silver piece, is that acceptable?
Yes, that'd be lovely.
Alright, and with that she hands you the fish. Looks like there's about 4 pretty good sized fish in there. Looks like some trout.
Thank you, that will keep us well fed for the investigation ahead.
Ah, well, if y'all have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to ask. Like I said,
One more, miss. Who is in charge? Who's the authority in this town?
well, really, there really is no actual authority. I guess old man Willard. I guess he's kind of he's the person to talk to about things down here. Yeah, old man Willard. That's who I'd say. If you're gonna check into things, probably talk to him. She points out at the lake, and you look out towards the middle of the lake. There's a pretty good size boat out there with a sail on it. It's got a rid sail. That would be old man Willard out there.
I'm going to ask this guy if he knows that there's a cemetery nearby.
She's all cemetery?
Girl.
No, we don't have a cemetery down this way. We usually send our deceased up to Loudwater to be buried at the cemetery up there. Should we have one down here?
No, just curious.
Just checking.
And with that, she's all well. If you don't have any other questions, I got some more fish I gotta take care of.
Thank you for your help and the fish.
Ah, you're welcome. So, what would you all like to do?
Well, is Willard, old man Willard's out in the lake then at the moment, is he? So he's a bit, we're not able to speak to him.
I say we go investigate the tracks first, unless you gentlemen want to spend gold to borrow a boat.
No, I think the tracks are a good place to start as any.
Gonna agree with checking out the tracks first.
Alright, so you guys head south along the road to the Owens family house, and sure enough, just outside the house you see a scarecrow with a polka dot dress on, white dress with black polka dots on it.
Well, this looks like the place. I must say I'm a little curious that none of the reports are actually saying there's any dead bodies or signs of violence. And I thought if there's mindless zombies attacking, they'd just murder them rather than take their family away. Whereas it appears like they're just missing, so it's a bit curious to me.
Alright, so are you looking around the house for the tracks then, or doing something else?
Yeah, I'd like to look at the tracks and also look at the house for signs of like whether it's been broken into or not, or anything like that.
Alright, give me an investigation check, please. Alright. Oh, I keep forgetting Ronan this is his first time playing with Fantasy Grounds. If you want to make a skill check, Ronan, you just click on the Skills tab for your character sheet. And off to the very right hand side you'll see a box with a little gray 20 connected to it. Just drag that and drop that onto the dice tower in the bottom right hand corner. Or you could double click it. Okay. So you guys are looking about. You see that the door to the house is currently open. Ronan, as you're looking around the house, you come across a set of windows that has some shutters pulled to, and you look at it and you see a blood smear on it, and upon further investigation it looks like some of the wood's been busted in, and it looks like possibly a fingernail is still embedded in the wood where it looks like the shutter was busted in.
What does the fingernail look like?
It looks like a fingernail from a human. Doesn't look.
And it looks like it was stuck. It's on the inside, not on the outside.
It's on
Like
the outside.
someone was trying to get out. Oh, okay. Someone's trying to get in.
Correct.
I'm gonna smell the fingernail.
Alright, so Tallinn, you go to smell the fingernail and some of the blood there, and smells, there's a scent that you're able to pick up of rot. It smells kind of rotten.
It does have kind of a rotten scent.
Yes.
Okay. I'll notify the group and say that this possibly confirms the rumor of zombies.
Yeah. It does. Do you think, so it'd be unusual for zombies to carry people away rather than just kill them, or?
And not if they're being directed. I've seen armies of mindless undead, and as long as they have the permission or will of a stronger one directing them, they will do very specific tasks.
Right. Well, I guess we could try and follow the prince.
Seems as good as any.
Alright, you follow the tracks, and it's very easily to follow them, as there's quite a bit of soft soil around the house, and they lead towards the south, to the forest, not too far away, probably about a mile down the road. And you follow the tracks, and they go all the way down, and they enter into the woods. And this forest up ahead, you've heard rumors about it. It's named Vesper Forest. You've heard rumors that no one that enters it ever returns. And you've also heard rumors that it is strange when you enter into the forest that there are no sounds to be heard.
What time of day is it now?
Now it's getting about mid-afternoon at this point. So you probably got about 3 hours of sunlight before the sun starts to go down.
But we're not getting any younger. And as long as we exercise caution, I don't get paid if you two don't come back alive. I'll follow you in there.
Very well. Well, I'm eager to get to the bottom of this in case someone else goes missing tonight. I'm not sure what you think. Your thoughts are, Torwin? You can follow the tracks into the forest then.
Alright, so you enter into the woods. Alright, so you enter in, and you notice that there's not very much sunlight that is breaking through the canopy up above. And as you enter into the forest, you also notice that it is eerily quiet. You don't hear any sounds. Shortly after entering into the forest, you see it looks like a game trail where these tracks are following along, and you see a horse on its side. As you get closer, you see that the horse is clearly dead, and it looks like something has been eating on this horse.
Ugh, and I thought the fish smelled. Can I make noise? I mean, the forest is quiet, but it's not like Silent Island. I can bang my shield and hear it.
Actually, as you're talking and banging on your shield, you don't hear any sound.
Yeah.
Well, that's creepy as shit.
I take it then technically we can't talk to each other.
No doubt.
Yeah, you guys, you don't hear anything, but you look at each other and you can clearly see each other talking. Your lips are moving, but you don't hear any sound coming from you guys.
Could I make a religion check, see if I could area or not?
If you can what?
Can I make a religion check to see if I can tell if this is like a spell, or could I make an arcana check, arcana or religion, to see if I could tell if this is magical in nature?
Yeah, you can make an arcana check. You're pretty confident that this is definitely not natural. What the cause of it might be, you have no idea.
Okay.
You know what I'm thinking at this point? Advantage on stealth checks.
Definitely. I'm thinking, dang, I can't cast a spell.
Yeah.
Well,
Can I take a look at the horse and see if I can work out what's been eating on it, whether it's like human teeth or...
I'm gonna grab his shoulder and gesture back to the edge of the woods.
I'll move back to the edge of the woods.
Alright, so you guys hit back and you step out of the forest.
And now I breathe really loudly, make sure I can hear it.
Oh, you can hear it now.
Fantastic. Here's the deal, gentlemen. I'm perfectly comfortable in the quiet. How do you feel about investigating dead horses when you can't cast your magic?
Well, I'm very uncomfortable with the silence. It will mean that I'm unable to call upon the aid of Lathander.
I feel it would be prudent to see? I mean, obviously the wood is right in front of us, but can we see? I mean, in any direction? Does it go all the way to the lake?
Yeah, it totally encompasses the south end of the lake. You do see that there is a stream that runs off the south end of the lake further into the forest as well.
My thinking is that the scope of this silence almost has to be limited by something.
I would agree. If we can find the source of it, we could perhaps get rid of it. Hopefully, it isn't some sort of fact that just encompasses the whole of the forest.
Yes, that would be very unfortunate.
I'm not sure at this point we have much choice though, but to investigate further in the quiet. So I would rather not.
Like I said, I'm behind you guys. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. And it would be really awkward riding all of that in the dirt with an arrow.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. Well, I think you could you could go first if you want.
Like this guy more and more. Alright, into the forest we go.
Alright, so you head back into the forest and into the eerie quietness within. And you travel a short ways, and you see that...
Can I make a stealth check to move quietly?
Sure, and that will be an advantage. Wow.
I usually, I'll try. I usually have disadvantage on stealth checks, but I imagine the advantage just cancels it out. Does it? From right?
Actually, you know, with the sound being totally muted, you guys don't even need to actually roll it. You guys, even though Ronan's over there walking through the bushes and whatnot, there is no sound coming from it.
Because this is creeping me out.
Alright, so up
That
ahead...
was an epic fail.
Yeah. So anyhow, up ahead you see the corpse of the horse along the trail.
Alright, so I'm going to stow my bow, which I almost always carry in my hand, and pull out my buckler and the small hand axe that I carry and approach the dead animal very cautiously.
Alright, looking at the horse there as you approach it, you see whatever's been eaten at it has been eaten out of its stomach there. There's a huge gaping hole in its stomach area.
How long has it been dead?
By the looks of it, it looks like it's been killed within a day. So it's a pretty recent kill.
It's not my horse, is it?
No.
Good, I like that horse.
Even though there's this eerie silence, I'll say a silent prayer over the horse's carcass to Kalimvor to help guide its spirit home to the fields of the dead.
Alright. So you guys, at the corner of your eyes, you see Talwin over there with his holy symbol out, and you see his lips moving. Alright. And of course you also see the tracks that continue heading further deeper into the forest to the south, and you see a looks like the trail up ahead starts rising up into some hills through here to the forest. What are you guys wanting to do from here?
I would still be following the tracks. I feel like that's where we're going.
I'll follow cautiously behind her. Noted.
Alright. You continue following the tracks with the trail, and you notice the ground is starting to get more hard packed, and you're not as easily able to see the tracks anymore, but you can definitely see the trail that you're on. And after some time, probably about half an hour later, as you guys are following it, you come to a fork in the path. One trail leads towards the west, and the other continues towards the south.
So 2 sets of tracks, you said?
There are 2 trails. At this point, the trail is really hard packed, so you're not able to pick out the individual tracks that you've been following on the trail.
So we can't see which one the large footprint is anymore there.
No.
I'll shrug to the others.
You said one goes north and one goes which direction?
One of the trails heads off towards the west, and the other one continues going south.
Oh, see, we're coming from the north. That's what I had.
Yes.
And so are we going away from the lake as we go into this forest?
Yes.
Then I would walk down the western trail.
Okay. So you guys see Ronan. He decides to head down the western trail, and you see him starting to walk that way. What are you guys doing, Valius and Talon?
I think it's a good as direction as any, so I shall follow Ronan.
And are you going to follow as well, Talon?
Yes, I am.
Alright. So you guys continue heading off towards the west. You follow it for about 10 minutes, and up ahead you see a small clearing where you can see some sunlight starting to stream through. It looks like a meadow of sorts, and you see 3 huge stone slabs that are sticking straight out of the earth in the middle of the meadow here. And the trail ends here at the meadow.
I'll
How big
inspect.
is the meadow?
The meadow is probably about 100 by 100 yards wide.
I'm going to inspect the stone slabs.
Alright, you inspect the stone slabs, which seem to be made out of giant chunks of obsidian. And also you see some etchings.
Okay. Do I recognize any symbols or anything?
No, nothing recognizable to you.
slabs and carved in them.
The symbols are etched in some type of a greenish fluorescent ink, and they have huge chunks of obsidian.
Okay.
I would take a little bit of water from my water skin, and I would try and wash the ink off.
Alright, you dash some of your water on there, and doesn't look like the ink is running.
I'll take a look at them. Can I make sense of any of them?
Let's see. Alright, Values, you take a look at them, and you're not sure what to make of them either. It's definitely in some type of script you've never seen or heard of before.
I'll shrug again at the other two.
I would take one of my arrows and what is there? Just grass on the ground? Like, will I be able to write a message with an arrow if I took the time to do it?
Yeah, around these huge slabs of obsidian sticking out of the ground, there's some plain dirt in a circle around them, where you can write in the dirt using your arrow.
He would write silence in the dirt.
All right. So these obsidian blocks is what's apparently causing the silence.
Good if I was doing. Though, can I, do they go into the ground?
Yeah, they stick
Or are they
up
laying
out
on
of
the
the
ground?
ground. So they're buried into the ground.
But if I I'm gonna put my shoulder and experimentally try and leverage one to see if it'll move.
Alright, you gonna put your whole weight into it, or?
Yes.
Alright, go ahead and give me an athletics check. Alright, you go to heave on it, and it doesn't even budge. And these stones, they stand about 6 feet tall out of the ground, and they're about 4 feet wide.
I guess.
What was that? You guess? Yes.
I guess there's not much we could do about them.
Sorry, out of character, what kind of weapons are you two wielding?
I got a mace and some small hammers.
I'm wielding a mace at my side. I've got chainmail on, and I have a short bow.
Fantastic. So I will look at Talwyn and motion at his mace hanging from his side like I want to borrow it.
Alright, I'll pass him my mace.
I'm gonna smack this stone or obsidian slab, whichever one's closest to me.
Ooh, very nice. Alright. Go ahead and give me a Constitution savings throw, please.
Oh, great.
That's not what I said I was doing.
I thought you said you were smacking it.
I did say I was smacked.
Alright, you smack it and a huge chunk of stone slides off of it, and there's a spark of energy that starts emanating from that stone after you hit it. And you feel the arm on your, the hair on your arms kind of stick up from some type of a jolt. It looks like it had no effect on you.
Hey, kids, I got a chin.
You got a what?
Character sheet on my light hammers. I just noticed it's showing the same attack adjustment for throwing the light hammer or using it in melee. But throwing it, I believe, should be higher since my dexterity offers a +3 modification. And it's only showing +3.
Is it a finesse item?
Light hammer's not. That's what you're looking at. You're throwing it with your strength.
Oh, okay. I thought any thrown weapon would go by dexterity.
No.
Cool.
Alright, so you see some energy kind of rolling up and down that big stone that you cracked a huge chunk off of. What are you guys doing now?
So the energy is like actively coursing on it now.
Yes.
Can I hear anything?
You don't hear anything.
Damn. Well, I'll go break the other two.
Alright. You go give each one a whack. And sliding off some pretty good sized chunks. And you start to hear a faint hum coming from them. It's barely audible at this point.
I like where this is going. I will heft the mace and nod at Talwyn like I approve, and then I will continue to smash on these stones.
Alright. So you start smacking the hell out of it. While you're doing that, what are you guys doing, Talwyn and Valius?
I am going to walk about 120 feet away and see if the silence is yet broken.
Okay, and what are you doing, Valius?
I'm going to go about 30 odd feet away. I don't want to go too far away from him, but I'm just going to remain really vigilant, keeping an eye out all around in case any threats appear or anything like that.
I'm sorry, Keith, I'm not going to go that far if it takes me out of sight of these obsidian pillar-like things.
Yeah, you got plenty of room to walk that far away from him.
Okay.
Alright. So you're actually starting to hear some sound coming from Ron as he's cracking away at these rocks. It's still pretty faint. You see he's really...
I'm going to start singing I've Been Working on the Railroad, just so that I can gauge how much sound I'm hearing as I'm breaking this thing.
Alright, it's definitely getting louder as the more damage you do to these. After you work on these for quite some time, finally you hear a large humming sound, and there's a small concussion blast as you put a huge dent in one of these slabs. And as you put a dent in it, the top half actually breaks off and crashes to the ground. When that happens, you take some damage from a concussion blast, and there's some ringing in your ears. but you start to hear a bunch of normal sounds. You hear birds chirping, you hear the sounds of running water further to the west, you hear each other breathing, you hear your labored breathing.
Woohoo! How much damage do I take?
2 points, which I've already
Well
put on
done,
my
Ray.
character sheet.
Ah, fantastic. Yeah, I feel good about 2 points of damage for being able to hear myself, and I'm going to heave a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty
then
good.
I will return Talwyn his mace.
Nice job.
We could
All right.
now we've done that. I don't know how long we've been travelling for, but we could perhaps take a short break. I'll kick up some fish after you've exerted yourself a bit there, Mary.
I do appreciate, but I will warn caution, so let's go to the edge of the meadow. So that if you're going to cook fish, we're not out here in the open next to the obviously broken obsidian pillars that were causing
Yeah.
somebody a big silence window.
Yeah, good point. We'll find somewhere nearby that's good too.
Because I just had this
Good
hilarious mental image of all of these undead coming to the clearing to find out what's going on, and we're just camping next to the broken things. With our little fish. We're like, hey guys,
That'd be great.
The
I don't know
marshmallows.
what happened to it. No, it was broken when we got here.
That's nice.
Alright, so you're going to head off towards the edge of the forest of Vesper Forest, or just the meadow here?
Just the meadow.
Alright, so you head off
And we
over
would
there.
go in the general direction of the path that we came from, though we don't want to, we're not going to be right on it.
Okay. And so Velius, so you're cooking up some of the trout?
Yeah, I cook up some trout and we can share it around for everyone.
Alright, so while he's doing that, what are you doing, Ronan?
Trying to, I was just hanging out, honestly, eating some fish, thinking about and trying to start a conversation with the clerics about what kind of a force would need a field of silence that large or that encompassing, and that maybe we should be on the lookout for noises, because obviously somebody's trying to hide something.
Alright.
Yeah, it's curious what the purpose of the silence was, apart from perhaps to dissuade anyone from casting spells here. I'm not sure.
Alright, and Talwyn, what are you doing? Velius is over cooking up some of the trout for you guys.
So where are we? What exactly is going on?
So since you guys have broken the silence, you guys have moved over towards the trail that leads into this meadow. You're not exactly on there, probably about 10 yards off of the trail there. And
Okay.
Velius is cooking up some trout.
I'm just going to keep an eye on that area. Something had to set that up. So they might be back around to check on it.
Alright. So while Velius is over there cooking, Talwyn, you see a large raven come flying into that meadow, and it lands on one of the upright stones, and it looks like the raven is holding something in its claws as it's standing on the pillar there.
All right. So I'm gonna wave a hand behind me as I pray to. How far away are the pillars?
At this
about that.
point, they're probably about 50 yards away.
50 yards. All right.
About 150
So that's-
feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to motion behind me with one hand raised to try to get the group's attention. And I'm going to use my movement to go in about 30 feet. As I pray to Kalimvor, I'm going to ask him to grant me the power to smite the servants of my enemy. And I'm going to send a guiding bolt at this raven. It looks suspicious to me.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll then. And I'll give you advantage on it.
Oh, I rolled twice on accident, but that works.
Alright. So,
That's great.
go ahead and describe that spell as you smack in. It's gonna kill it.
Alright. So as I send my prayer to Kalimvor, begging for the might to strike down the servants of our enemy, a flash of light streaks forth from my shield, which bears my holy symbol, and strikes into the raven, sending forth a spray of feathers and fire as it incinerates the bird where it stands near the, what was it, obsidian pillars?
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, excellent.
I would clap Tall One on the shoulder.
Tall One grins and nods.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
loot the body.
Yeah, what was that raven holding?
Alright, so you guys, are you both you guys heading out there to check out the body?
Yes,
Yeah, I
dead
think so.
ravens are so much better than cooking fish.
Alright, so you guys head out there, and you see feathers everywhere. There's some blood and gore scattered about. And on top of the pillar, you see an eyeball, and it appears to be looking around still.
Oh yeah, we can't have that.
No, definitely not.
Kid, as a cleric, do I have to memorize my spells? Sorry about that.
You do have to prepare them, yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm just gonna squish it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Where is the, you said it's on the ground there?
It's up on the top of the pillar, one of the still standing obsidian pillars,
No, what does that make it? 6 feet tall or so?
about 6 feet up.
Okay, well I'm about 6'2", so I'm gonna take my shield and squish it.
Alright, as you
On
move
top of
in
the pillar.
to squish it, you see the eyeball, its eye goes wide as you smash into it, and you hear a squish, a squishy sound as it gets splattered.
Well, that was quite satisfying, but somebody
I'll make the
knows
sign
we're
of
here
Kalimvor. I'll make the son of Kalimvor and say, now may the rest of you rest in peace.
That's good.
Oh, I hope that was his real eye. It would be really advantageous. Okay, so we would book it back to Elias and tell him about it.
And hi, that's just disgusting.
You're out here to investigate undead, and a squishing eyeball makes you nauseous? I'm seriously reconsidering this contract.
It's still disgusting, whichever way you look at it, but I'm glad you've squished it. I imagine they know we're coming now anyway.
Well, then let's press on. Let's not disappoint.
Alright, so about that time the trout's finally cooked, and I suppose you guys set about gobbling them up.
Oh, I'll take my trout to go.
And gauging at the sun rapidly starting to fall, it looks like you probably have about another hour's worth of light before the sun goes down.
It's right about now. I wish I owned a tent or something, but never mind. I've got some bedroll.
Yeah, we can definitely make camp with what we have. The question is, do we want to camp in the forest where the undead are likely? We've encountered this magical silence, so obviously there's something nefarious at work here, like we suspected all along. So, I mean, at this point, do we want to lay an ambush in the forest? Do we want to go back to the village and try and nab them as they go to nab somebody else, or are we confident that they're going to try and do that?
I think we could stake out the trails. I mean, it looks like they follow a set path, so an ambush should probably be a good idea.
Maybe at the fork?
Yeah, that's a really good idea actually, really, because we'll get them from either direction.
Okay.
With your military knowledge, if you could find somewhere that'd be good for an ambush.
So you guys are going to head back to the fork in the road, or the path?
Did we take a short rest, by the way? I was just thinking about...
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, let me give you one. Alrighty.
Do I get back one with a short rest?
With a short rest? No.
Oh, okay.
I think Ronan should get a hit dice back there if he wants it. It's optional.
Oh yeah, but I'm not going to spend a hit dice, because I've only got the one.
Fair enough. I've got... Yeah, alright, fair enough.
Oh, but I could. Here's this. What I would do is, I would use my second wind.
Okay.
Before, because I would take in that damage before we stop to break. So, if I use my second wind, that will recharge on a short rest.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So then I will just...
Okay.
I suppose there's an option on my character sheet for that.
Yeah, I've already taken care of it.
Oh, look at you. Thank you.
Welcome. Alright, so you guys head back to the fork. It's about 10 minutes down the path. And you see there's a nice sizable boulder over on the left hand side of the fork. It stands about 10 feet tall with a bunch of bushes and trees nearby. Also on the right hand side, the north side of the fork there, you see some larger trees. And then on the southern side on the right, there's kind of a small little hill that kind of overlooks that fork there. The little hill rises up about 12 feet into the air.
I'm going to climb one of the larger trees.
Okay. So you're able to climb up it. It goes up quite a ways. This tree looks like it's probably about 60 feet tall. How far up into the tree do you want to climb?
Not far, honestly. So maybe 15, 20 feet off the ground.
Alright, you find a nice sizable limb that kind of sticks out and goes across the trail, and it's about 20 feet up.
Excellent. I will break out my longbow and my quiver of arrows and prepare for an ambush.
Okay.
How far is the hill from the boulder?
It's on the opposite side of the trail, probably about 30 feet away from it.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the top of the hill and set up my my bedroll. I'm gonna stick my backpack in it as well as my cloak, all up to make it look like somebody's sleeping in there. I'm gonna cast a light spell as I whisper a quick prayer to Kalimvor on one of my hammers, and I'm gonna put the hammer next to the sleeping roll on the hill and go back to the boulder.
Ah, nice, excellent. All right, and what are you doing, Velius?
I'm not sure, really, actually. Where's the best place for me, St. Ronan? I don't want to spoil your ruse.
You could always hang out behind the boulder, which is across the way, and then you have you're far enough away from it that you won't disturb it, but close enough that you could join the fray when if they go to investigate.
Okay, good idea. I will go behind the boulder.
All right. All right, so the sun starts to go down. You feel a slight breeze rustling through the forest here, and you still hear the birds chirping, like they do, like when they're getting ready to roost for the night. And you see the moon, which appears to be almost full at this point, as it's rising up in a good view of the stars overhead. Alright. So are you guys all staying up through the night as you're waiting to see what comes down the path?
Well, I guess it'd be good for Torwin and I to both get some sort of rest.
Keith, do I require sleep?
Technically, no.
Okay.
But you might do well to try and meditate for a few hours to try and get your spell slots back.
True. So I'm gonna take a few hours of prayer, Keith. I'll make it about the same as Elf's reverie. So I'll take 4 hours to pray to Kalimvor to regain the first level spell I used.
Okay.
What race are you?
Tolwyn is undead. He's a revenant.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, he doesn't know it though.
All right.
I think
Oh, go ahead.
it's seen as it's likely we're going to be attacked, and it seems like it'll be a lot safer during the day from undead. I'll stay up all night as well, and then if need be we can get some rest in the daylight.
Okay. All right. So you're
I
gonna
would
be
also keep pretty constant vigil.
okay. And Tallinn, you said